Hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to week 3 of Intro to Sociology. In this tail end of the winter semester, it's weird calling this winter because it's finally getting nice outside. It's like currently 60 degrees outside, which is very nice. So this week we're covering. This is like the end of the sort of foundational material that I can call for like just sociology as in general, but really, I mean, this is just if you were to look at any of the social sciences, sociology, anthropology, economics. A lot of people don't think about economics as a social science, but it is. I actually did my master's degree at a school called the London School of Economics and Political Sciences because it's all part of the same, umbrella. Economics is very political and sociological in many ways. Um, Political science, obviously. Really, all of this stuff is foundational to all of the social sciences, and they sort of derive their roots from sociology. Sociology was really the foundational social science that all of the others were kind of built on. Anthropology is a little bit different because of its relationship to the natural sciences, to like physical, like archaeology and that kind of stuff. So that makes it a little bit different. But the social anthropology is essentially just a branch of sociology. So anyway, this week we're talking about social structure, social interaction, and groups and organizations. I think you'll find this very interesting. I remember when I was an undergrad a million years ago, what feels like a million years ago. It wasn't actually that long ago. Um, I remember learning about the agents of socialization, which you will see covered in, I think it's in chapter 6, but it may be in chapter 4. Um, I remember learning about this and thinking like, wow, that is so interesting to think about how you go through your life and you're being socialized. Like right now, I have a 3-year-old and a 6-month old. And, for if you're a parent, you know that a lot of your job is just teaching how your kid how to act and how not to act. Like I have 2 boys, and I just tell them, like, my 3-year-old especially, I'm like, hey, we're going to go in this place. Don't be a crazy guy in there. And that's me socializing him a little bit. Like, look, there's a time and a place for you to be a crazy guy, and I want you to be crazy guy sometimes. But there's a lot of places, like we went to a art. Some of our friends had a art installation over the weekend, and we went. There was like big like sculptures and ceramic things, and we took our kids and we took our 3-year-old, and I was like, listen, buddy, before we go in here, I want you to have fun. I want you to look at things, but just don't be a crazy guy in there because you're going to break stuff and it's going to really upset people and whatever. Um, Not surprisingly, the first agent of socialization in the person's life course is their family. And then as you traverse your life, there are all of these different ways you're socialized. I would add, they refer to, let me think, this is like pop quiz time. There was family, friends, work. I'm drawing a blank on the other two. They refer to, or maybe there was just one more. It's been a minute since I had to review this material. I would also add that the state, as in the political environment that you live in, is also an agent of socialization. Like, what is acceptable for your day to day life very much depends on where you live and the kind of rules that dictate how you get to just exist and how you get to kind of be out there in the world. Like, if you're someone in a very conservative country, if you're a woman particularly, you have to cover, you have to wear, a hijab or, something like that to cover up. Whereas in most or all Western countries, you don't. And that's something that will shape your existence really and the way that you interact with other people. And, there's just so much that gets derived out of all of the different uh, ways that you have to exist, really. So it's just something to think about how these things have. I remember the other one is schools. That schools are our major agent of socialization. I'm sure you all, many of you, the traditional college students here, I'm sure you remember not long ago when you were in high school. Some of you may even be in high school right now. I know we have some dual enrolled students that are usually high school seniors in the class, and I really cherish having your perspectives in these classes because it's so interesting to think what you all are thinking about in this like really chaotic world that we're living in right now. Um, so much of being in your primary education in high school and younger is teaching you how to follow a schedule and to teach you how to get prepared to be an adult, to like teaching you how to learn, teaching you how to do research, how to understand, different pieces of information coming at you all the time. Um, so yeah, like I said, it's very interesting to think about how you kind of do this, and we all do this. And it's just part of natural, normal human development. Um, so yeah, I think you'll find this material interesting. Like I said, this is the kind of last week of this abstract stuff, and then we get more into specific things, talking about government politics, deviance, and social control, and some of my favorite topics going forward here. Once we've built on a foundation for the class, I am a little bit behind on grading. I acknowledge that it's been a very chaotic week for me. I didn't get as caught up as I would have hoped to. Um, so I will have everything graded and caught up within like a day or two. I'm not, it doesn't take me too long to get caught up on this stuff. So if you have any questions as you're going through the class, there's some people that have reached out, they were doing the quiz and like their internet got messed up or whatever, just please send me a message. I will give you an extra attempt. I don't care that much. Just let me know. And I'll be happy to accommodate because I know these things can get screwed up and it's really not a big deal. So just shoot me a message on here on Canvas. It's the best way to get a hold of me. Or if you have any other questions as you're going along in the class. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had for this week. So let me know if there's any questions about anything and hope you get outside and enjoy this weather a little bit. And I'll talk to y'all soon. See you later. Bye.